website right now and download my free course on alternate picking mastery. It contains 5 essential exercises that will take you to alternate picking mastery faster than you can imagine. And then I've included my method of how to lay out a practice plan in just 1 to 2 minutes that will absolutely boost your results like nothing you ever tried before. So go download it right now. It's free. Hey, and Happy New Year's! If you're watching this video a couple of months from now, the New Year is not going to make any sense, but the point in this video is, because we're talking about the most important element within you, in your brain, in your mindset, when you practice, that's going to mean whether you reach the skill level you want or not. So this is important, and I hope you're practicing as you're watching this video, because there's no reason why you should be watching a video if you could be practicing as you're watching it. So what is it? Well, it's time, but not in a way where we say, okay, yeah, duh, Claus, it takes time to learn whatever it is that you want to learn, right? But that's not what I mean. I mean, what time frame do you have inside of you when you're practicing? Is it this day? Is it this week or 4 weeks from now? See, if you are practicing to get a pleasurable experience today, right? You want to learn that song, and let me just move the mic a little bit here. And you're learning it or you're practicing it because you want to be able to play it today or tomorrow or this week. Then that is your time frame. You're working on something that's going to give you the pleasure of mastery this week or today or tomorrow, right? So that's what when you're practicing, that's what goes on inside you when it comes to time. Then there's this other guy. He's working on a project that takes perhaps 3 months. And he has that time frame within him. And you can see that in his actions. And what does that mean, having that time frame? Well, that means that he's not aiming to master it before 3 months has gone by. That means that what he's practicing is aimed at something larger. And if you're not aimed at something larger, how can you achieve it? It's like this in every area of life. If you're working for the quick hit, to get pleasure today, then it sets a very severe limit to what you can achieve. If you're working to get pleasure from, working towards something that takes at least 3 months to achieve, then the result, gets bigger. What you can achieve gets, infinitely bigger because you have that time frame inside of you, right? That makes sense, right? It's like in every walk of life. But when you're practicing, we don't think about that. We're just, I'm practicing a song, I'm practicing a lick, but hey, that's with a time frame of a week or two, right? Or a day or two. And that's fine. And that's often what we need in the beginning when we start playing guitar. But at some point, you want to aim for something bigger. You want to go from learning that specific song to learning how to write songs or how to play every song. You want to go from learning a couple of chords to how do I play every chord? How do I train my fingers to play any kind of chord structure? You want to go from, say, how can I learn to play a lick to how can I learn to play a solo on the spot that I haven't played before? Improvise in the moment. And that takes a whole different, what that really takes is a different time perspective. Because instead of focusing on that lick, you want to focus on each individual technique that you use within that lick. You want to focus on the phrasing, the bending, the vibrato, getting really good at that, using a metronome to practice your vibrato, practicing legato, hammer-ons and pull-offs, practicing your picking specifically, even practicing only the picking and not the left hand, right, for hours. So the behavior of that guy who's trying to get pleasure today or this week, and the guy who's building a ton of amazingness, over 3 or 6 months, his behavior is going to look radically different. And, and what we do with time, when we talk about it, when we think about it, is say, okay, for how long have you been playing? As if that has had anything to do with how good you are. It has a little bit to do with it, but you can have people who's been playing for 50 years and they still have a skill level that you can easily build in 1 year. Because that's what happens if you keep that time. And again, when you sit down to practice, you just pick up your guitar. If you have a short time perspective, the shortest time perspective is picking up your guitar every time you practice and then just practicing and playing whatever you feel like, right? Because you want pleasure now. So you keep getting drawn back into playing the old licks, right? You pick it up and you go, as you always do, right? Or you play that song that you always do, and you practice a little bit of the hard stuff, and then you go right back to, because you want that pleasure now of feeling that you can really play this instrument, right? That's the shortest time perspective. You have no thoughts towards what you want to build in the future. And then there's the longest, where you have a project, it's really exciting. You focus on the project and what it's going to give you, and not what this practice session is necessarily going to give you right now. And you don't care if you get the pleasure of feeling good or that you have some form of mastery over this instrument. You get the pleasure from hammering away at the project, right? That's what constitutes... that's what a good day is when you've been hammering away at the project, putting in X number of repetitions or learning this amount of theory or building your legato skills and doing that exercise you decided to do when you're working on a project level instead of an immediate pleasure level. That's when you really start developing. And we can say, oh, that sounds logical, Claus. That sounds reasonable. That's a good idea. It's not a good idea. And some other, it's essential. We need to do this all the time, all the freaking time, right? Sometimes you pull back a little bit for a couple of minutes, just play something that you really enjoy. Or when you're playing with a band, or you just put on a jam track and have fun. But for 99% of the time, you're working on a project because you have a big time frame within you that makes you practice stuff and put together building blocks of a larger skill. Right? If that is your whole mindset and you do that over and over again, then I promise you there's no way you're not going to achieve an extreme level of skill. That's it, right? But most people fall back, that's too much. And that's what you need to work on. You don't need to work on getting better at guitar, perhaps. You need to work on having a wider time frame inside of you when you practice, because that's what ultimately gives you the skills you want. So how do you go about training yourself to do this? Well, by making sure you can't forget. By making sure that you might want to put a sticker on your guitar or on your guitar neck where it says, what am I practicing? What's the time frame of what I'm practicing, right? Because you can always take a huge project like building my alternate picking skills to the highest level and then break that down into some smaller results that says, okay, I want to play triplets on one string. That's X, beats per minute on whatever, right? And then you can break that down and then work towards that result. You can do anything you want if you're able to do this. If you're able to have this time frame, these big goals that you want to achieve, and then you work your way towards them. It's just amazing what that does to what you're actually practicing. And then you won't ask other people, and you say, for how long have you been practicing? Because you can practice for 50 years and achieve very little, and you can practice for 1 year and achieve an immense amount, right? So think about this and make sure you can't forget. And watch this video over and over again. Convert it to audio, and listen to it until you're brainwashed with this message so you can't forget. And that's the most important thing when you plan your year, this new year, or you start thinking about how am I going to, have even more fun, because everything is about results, right? You're having the most amount of fun when you're getting really cool results in your practicing. So that's what you want to focus on. That's the most important element when it comes to practicing and planning your practicing. Subscribe for more free videos. Do it. Do it now. Do it.